welcome to the Board Game Rundown. I'm Spencer, and I am here with Scott Brady. Is it Brady?
Brady.
Brady.
Yep.
I got it right this time. And he is the designer of Boop and Boop.
And Boop.
Which is a two-player game that is just very cute. I kind of love this game, and we wanted to look at this new Halloween edition, kind of. And talk about it a bit and see how does it play, how is it different from the others.
Okay.
And if I can get it open.
Yep.
Yeah. There's Boop. All right. Oh, so tell me about Boop.
Well, this version was just released here at Gen Con, and it is a Halloween version of the popular game Boop, which came out in December of last year.
And it did win an award, like Game of the Year?
So, it just recently won the Origins Game Fair Game of the Year.
That is amazing.
It won the American Tabletop Award Game of the Year.
Wow.
And it was recently given Mensa certification.
Mensa as well.
Yeah, so you wouldn't think that of a kitten game, right? You know, but they appreciated what was underneath it.
Yeah, I'm impressed. The guys were really skeptic about it, and then I showed to them, and they were all like, Spencer beat me twice, and I can't stop him. And yeah, they got into it, and so
and that's exactly what we were trying to do. So, you know, a lot of abstracts can be intimidating to people when they see them on a table because they know whoever's teaching them is probably going to win.
Yep.
And so it might not be an enjoyable time, so people kind of shy away from them. And our goal with this originally was to put a nice, cute face on a abstract game so people weren't as scared to give it a try. But what it's done on the other side is those more serious gamers who normally would enjoy a nice strategy abstract, they look at it and think, oh, this is way too cute. I'm not going to have fun because it's about cats.
And then you challenge them to beat you in a game.
Yep. Yes, exactly.
So I've noticed we will have a review of Boop up soon, if not already up. And so you can check out what we thought of it, but this has something different in it.
It does. So you can think of this limited Halloween edition as two things. One, it's a beautiful reskin. The art's fantastic. It's a nice Halloween theme, which really is attractive all year round. Halloween's the one holiday that I think.
Black cats versus the white cats.
Yeah, black cats versus white cats, and the black cats are in little witches' costumes.
Witches' costumes. And the pumpkins.
The white cats are playing around with jack-o'-lanterns. But what's different about it is you can think of this as the original Boop with the reskin, but with a mini expansion included. So we've included these. Each player gets this cute little ghost cat, and because ghosts live in a different plane than we do, right? These ghosts travel on the seams of the bed.
Oh.
Okay, so they're not like a traditional game where you're used to staying only in the squares. These guys are going to float across the bed on the seam. And so each player gets one, and on their turn gets to decide when and where to place the ghost kitty.
So you can just replace it every time?
No, so it's going to, on every subsequent turn, it's going to move one space until it gets to the end of the board and hops off, and then that player gets that back to be able to place it somewhere else on a later turn. But what's interesting is what these do. So after you take your turn, this ghost moves. Now, if there are any pieces in a space adjacent to us, as normal, it's going to scare them away. So it adds a little bit more chaos to the board. What you can do, though, is because it's a predictable chaos, in 3 turns he'll be right here. So you might be able to sneakily plan something that might look like this. And when he gets up there, now he's helping you move yours into place.
So if it was like this and he moves here, he doesn't scare him at a diagonal.
At that point.
He only scares on the two next to him.
On the ones directly adjacent. That's correct.
Okay.
And you use the key word scare, okay?
Yes.
Because this is a bit of a rule breaker. let me borrow one of your kittens here. So in this, we've got 2 in a row, and as you know from the regular game of Boop, they can't be booped, right?
Yep.
Okay, but they can be scared.
Oh.
So when this ghost comes up here, this guy's so scared, he leaps over right into the next space.
Huh.
Additionally, they do scare cats as well. If that had happened, it would have scared him so bad, it would have booped him right off the bat. So he jumps as far as he can to the next open space.
Wow,
So,
nice.
you know, a little bit there. I mean, so again, because it's predictable, you can plan for it, but it really creates some more exciting things happening on the bed with that addition. But they'd also, because they're ghosts, they don't block anything that's going on in the normal gameplay. So this is still considered 2 in a row. So this is 3 in a row. If you are booping someone else, it still boops right through the ghost as if they don't exist.
He passes right through. He's a ghost.
Yep, exactly.
Very nice.
So it adds this little step up level of complexity to the game, a little bit more strategy because you can try to plan to use it in your advantage without making the game that much longer or really more difficult to learn.
Yeah, and I noticed, just like in the original one and in this one,
Yes.
the cats and the kittens of both factions are unique. So
Right.
are the ghosts.
So are the
I love
ghosts,
that. Yeah.
Yep. One's kind of chuckling that he's having his way, and the other's still a little fearful.
Yes, this is very cute. I hope I can get my hands on it and share it with my kids. Do you have any other plans for Boop like this?
Well, so we do. This version, this Halloween version of Boop, actually bumped a copy that I had already designed and signed that was slated to come out by Christmas this year.
Oh, by Christmas. Okay.
And it uses a hex-based board, and it's an arena. And this arena it's robots, and we have not yet decided whether they're going to be robot cats, robot dogs, or just cute little Pixar type robots. The interesting thing is you're actually, instead of upgrading from kittens to cats, you're actually building a 3-part robot, and you have to have the robot completely built before you can get a win condition. When you get 3 in a row, they might drop a part or 2 to create interesting little things that happen on the board. And because it's a hex board and not a square board, any strategies that you've learned from Boop or the Halloween version of Boop aren't necessarily going to apply because the movement is quite different.
Yeah.
And of course, since it's robots, we had to call it Beat Boop.
Haha, beep. Oh, that is great. I love it.
Yeah. So that's in the works. We've had a lot of requests for a Christmas edition. And we've got some things that are just in the early prototype stage that probably wouldn't happen until next year or so. But it's the way the audience has accepted the idea of quite honestly, a thinky abstract. With a cute, inviting cover on it.
And family friendly,
Right,
totally
right,
kid friendly.
Right. So yeah, it really, and even I've played it with kids as young as 4 or 5 who might not get the strategy. They just know they're going for 3 in a row. But there's nothing better than a daughter booping dad's cats off the bed.
Yeah.
You know, and so
Yeah,
while they may
kids love
not
that.
be playing to win, you know, they're playing for fun and enjoyment. So yeah, we're super excited about how these have been accepted, and intend on seeing what we can do to kind of continue the line, but not just be just a reskin, you know, to give either a new mechanic or a new design and kind of keep it in the same family.
That is great. I love to hear that you're changing it up as you update it.
Yep.
You've also made Hues and Clues.
Hues and Cues, yep,
Hues and
that
Cues.
was
I knew I was gonna
originally
get that wrong.
issued by the OP in 2020.
Oh, yeah.
Great time to issue a party game in the middle of a pandemic, which we were very worried about at the time.
Yeah, I can see that.
But fortunately, it was very well accepted and was able to be played remotely while we were on lockdown. And so now there are, in fact, they just announced today that they're going to start carrying it in Walmart.
Oh, cool, Walmart.
So that's
I think you
breaking
just made
news.
it.
Yeah. So it's been in Target and Barnes & Noble and such like that all this time, but Walmart has decided to carry it as well. And that one, fortunately, was an award winner. It won Dice Tower's Party Game of the Year during the pandemic, which was, an interesting accomplishment.
Yes.
And it was up for immense consideration. Unfortunately, it didn't take that home, but we're still proud of it nevertheless.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Do you think Boop or Boop will ever be, Walmart or Target?
It's difficult to say. A lot of that depends upon the publisher relationship. And the publisher I chose for Boop is a much smaller publisher who is in Barnes & Noble and Books A Million, but has never had the capacity to court with, Target or Walmart or something like that. It looks like Boop may change that. Target is very interested, and I think it would slot very well there.
Yeah.
We did just get news that Boop has been picked up internationally.
Oh,
so
great.
It's being localized in Spanish, first of all, and then it was picked up in Germany and in the Ukraine. And all of those should hopefully be out right around the end of the year.
That means it's not like there's a big difference in gameplay.
No, Boop translates pretty well.
Yeah.
And I have to say, everyone but the Germans like the word Boop. And so they have a completely different name for it on their shelves. It's basically the German translation of meow.
Meow, okay, okay.
Mounts, I believe, is how it's pronounced. M-A-U-N-Z.
Mounts. I love it.
Yes.
And I know I had another question, and I just blanked on it. It happens to me all the time. I apologize.
Nope, that's all right.
Yeah, so this is Boop. We are at Gen Con right now. Which booth are you in?
So we're in booth 1035, the Smirk and Dagger
1035.
booth. That can be easily found by looking for the big inflatable, we call it the Smirky ball. It looks like a big white ping pong ball with two smiley faces on it. We are currently completely sold out of the Halloween version, even though we overnighted in another 300 copies last night. They
Wow.
moved in 90 minutes. There are some copies of the original Boop left, but that will definitely sell out by the end of the convention.
Yeah, there's only been 2 lines I've seen here, and
Wow.
one of them was for Boop.
Okay, yeah, that really pleased us this morning because we didn't expect it to be quite that long, but when we announced we had 300 copies instead of 60, which is what we had planned per day, people definitely lined up to get it. So that was for both the publisher and myself personally, that was an experience that we'll never forget.
Yeah, it's got to be an exciting accomplishment, and I am so proud of you guys. I'm happy.
Thank you.
And I'm happy that you're here, and we get to talk to you about it, and I can't wait to start playing this.
Awesome. I appreciate it.
All right, so for the Board Game Rundown, I'm Spencer. This is Scott, and we hope to see you soon.